Hello there, it's Patricia from Pinky's World, and today I'm making a Funfold card. Making this card for my son's birthday coming up. He is also a great coffee lover, so I'm hoping this will suit him well. I've seen this card shape over at Made by Mandy. She had no instructions or anything, I just liked the look of her card, so I designed it to suit my own size. What we're going to be using is Latte Love with the matching dies. So this is such a great buy. If you know anybody that loves coffee, it's perfect for them. I'm using Celebrating You today, I think. That's what I chose out of that wee one. That was free during celebration, but I think it is going to be available. Maybe it wasn't free at all. Maybe it is available. It's a good stamp. I'm using the alphabet to put sun and the happy birthday out of Darling Details. And the papers, a little latte or something. It all goes with that. And you also need a wee piece of string or baker's twine. So we're going to start. Our base card is our A4 sheet of white. Did I just move everything there? I keep bashing into my camera here. I don't know what shape my table has gone. I'm all shifty. Don't know what I've done. So anyway, A4 sheet, and you need to cut it at 5 6/8 or 5 3/4 wide. Fold that in half, so you've got your nice square-ish card. At this point, we want to make a cut. So I don't know what you call this card, but I did make one before, but not with the slanted cut, so it's a nice wee change to it. So get your pencil and a ruler, and we're going to go down from the side that's folded over. We're going to go down 3 inches. So just get your ruler and measure down to 3 inches. Put a wee dot there, and then we're going to cut that. So cut from there to, I'll just draw a line so that it's getting you right. Oops, because I'm going to have to take it over to my cutter. So you're cutting off this part here. So just slide it into your cutter, line it up with the point and down to your 3 inch mark. So that's the shape you're left with. And that's where we're going to leave it for a minute. We're going to add a piece of matching card. So for this card, I went ahead and done it because I wanted to do my stamping on the next bit. So I'll tell you exactly what to do. You need to cut yourself a piece of your next colour of card, whatever you're going to use. You can actually cut out this bit if you want and just go DSP. It just depends. Or you could go this with a dark colour for your base card and just go with your DSP. But for this particular size, in this colour, excuse me, I cut the piece at 5 5/8 by 5 1/2. And again, I measured down 3 inches. This was a full piece. Measured down 3 inches, marked it and cut from there to the point. And that fits that in perfectly for you. So I think we're just going to stick that in now while I have it here. And I'm just using a nice glue. Nice but messy if you're not careful. So we'll keep it in a wee bit. Just a wee squirt in the centre. So we'll stick this in place. Oops. So now we need to add some DSP to decorate that. And again, go into your sheet of paper. It should measure 5 3/8 by 5 2/8. Again, measure from the point down 3 inches from the top of your, I'll just show you from there to there is 3 inches. So you're going to mark it down 3 inches and then cut it from point to your mark. And this gives you this piece. I've gone ahead and stamped a wee bit of the coffee cup or the coffee splashes and the coffee stain there just to get me going. So I'm going to stick this in place now too, just to save a bit of time. I'm basically just showing you, you could use this for whatever stamp sets or digi stamps or whatever it is you craft with. This is a good shape for you to try. And that should just sit in nicely. Now, we're not going to decorate it just yet because we need to do our centerpiece. So when you open this up, we want to cut ourselves a piece that is just slightly smaller in. So that should measure, where am I? 11.5 inches wide by 5.5 deep. And we need to now form a V so that it matches this. So I'll set this one out of the way. We'll want to fold this in half first. So if you get yourself your board, I'm just going to butt it up against that. You could bring it into your thing and butt it right up to the top just as it's not sitting very well. And score it. Excuse me, but you want to just score it in half. So that is my half mark there, and I actually want it coming out the other way, so I'll flip it over. So show the piece that you want sitting out and score that in half. So, excuse me, I'm going to get myself a wee drink before I start coughing here. Right, so we need to mark this side for our cut. With it folded over, this is going to be our nice outside, the one facing you. So get your ruler again and go from the top of your nice paper down to 2 5/8. So just the 2 5/8 mark, and we're going to cut it from there to the point. So either use your ruler or your cutter, whichever helps you best. So I'm just going to take that over and give it a wee chop. Right, I made a mistake. I read my instructions wrong. The writing was far too small, too far away. I'm going to get that bit of sticky off my desk. It's annoying me. So let's start again. Like, how are you supposed to read that, Patricia? It's so tiny. So when your piece of paper, 11.5 inches wide, I'm going to double check that too. Whoops. No, 11 3/4 inches wide. Where are we? 5 5 10. Of course, that would be 11 3/4. Oh, I'm losing the plot. 11.5. That's right. I was right. And the length of it, which we've taken a wee bit off, it's actually 5 3/8. 5 and 1 2 3/8 exactly. So 11.5 by 5 3/8 before you start is what you need. Score it in half with the outside facing you, and then measure from the bottom up, not from the top this time. That's what I forgot myself. So measure from the bottom up, and you're going 2.5 inches up to here. Mark your card, and then go cut from there to the point. And let's hope this has worked. Yes. Thank goodness. So I just wasn't reading that tiny writing right. I said 5/8 instead of half. So 2.5 up, cut point to point when it's folded. Get yourself your scoreboard, and we're going to go in, turn it upside down, but still facing you, and we're going to score it at 2 inches. Oh, keep that flat. 2 inches, and that'll score right through for you. So you want to fold those ones in, make sure they're all lining up properly. This one's folded out, and then this one is folded in. And again, just make sure it's lining up properly. And that gives you that shape. So you know you're not going to need this. That's the part you do not need. So you want to chop it off. Isn't that right? I'm just going to use my scissors at the minute. You could go in and you could draw a line and do it properly, which I probably end up having to do. So that gives you that nice dipped thing at the front and the slant to match your card that you can see here. So while we have this here, I'm going to cut a 1 3/4 inch circle. That's what I'm going to use for, just make sure that's all lining up nicely. And go to the centre part where you have 2 flaps like so. This bit here, the bit that faces is going to be facing out. Pop that into halfway mark, halfway between here and halfway into the punch, roughly. And a wee bit, I think. I think that's okay-ish. And just punch it out. And that'll give you your nice wee centerpiece for your decoration. We're getting there. We want now to decorate the back of this because there's no point in having this nice bit showing through and just white behind it. So I think I cut a piece and then accidentally lifted it. I'm well organised today, aren't I? So let's see what size I should have. Where's my book? My writing is so small, it's laughable. Hold on, I'm going to double check everything before. Yes, I was right. 4 inches by 5.5, and you want to score it in the centre on the 4-inch side. So we're scoring it at 2 inches. So this is going to fold in. I want this part to show towards the card as my background. So it will sit in here. But of course we have to chop it down. So you want to measure down 1 inch. Didn't fold very well there, sure didn't. 1 inch down from the top. Mark it with your pencil. If you need to go back in, don't worry, you can do easily. I'm going to chop this off. Hold on. So that's what you should be left with. That's folded in half, cut down 1 inch up to your point. And when you open it up, you have that shape there, which will sit in the centre of your card. So I'm going to stick it down now. I want to stick this fully, so make sure there's enough glue on it this time. I'll have all the measurements written down below so you don't get as confused as I have. And all right, in good clear writing. So just make sure that is going into your middle, to your centre. And then this bit is going to go over the top, like so. So you want to make sure that it covers the joins there. Before we do that, we want to put a wee bit of tape behind here to hold our nice little piece of string or baker's twine, whatever you have. So cut what you need. I'm going to cut a wee bit extra and I'm going to tie a wee knot in the bottom so that it won't slip out even when I stick it. So a knot top and bottom of whatever length you need so that it'll sit from there to there nice and taut. So we'll just use a bit of tear and tape. If you need to trim off your wee knots, just do so. You don't want it hanging below your card. And that'll be a bit for the top. Just pull it nice and tight. And we can trim that wee tiny bit off. So that it's sitting in the centre of your fold. And make sure your folds are all nicely pressed. And we're just going to stick this side and not the centre. So you could do one at a time just to keep you right. So set that in roughly and we're ready to move, because you want to cover that point up there so that it's not showing through, and your bit at the bottom. So should have trimmed that. Trim your bit at the bottom if it's showing up both sides, mine, so I think it's better to cover the bottom one. The top one will make it away with. And just make sure your doodah ends up in the centre before you seal that down. You can see why it's easier to do one side at a time. So glue to the other side. And just smooth that out. Pop it over. And that should pop open like so. And that gives you that nice inner piece inside. And now we're just going to have the fun of decorating it. So I have gone ahead and decorated all my bits and pieces up. We'll do the inside first, actually. I have the happy birthday, which I'm going to stick to this. And I never thought about how I was going to stick it, so I'll probably have to use double-sided tape again. But I want it on the back of my, use my pokey tool here to hold it. So if you press that down, sort of central, and that should give you something for this to cling to. And again, pop that to central. And just press it hard onto the string so that it's able to flip about but not too much, and it'll sit out for you. Okay, so that gives it that wee wobble, and just make sure that you've pressed good and hard. And then to decorate both sides, I have gone with a wee coffee cup, and I'm just sticking these on flat because I don't want the bulk. This one has a heart. These are just die cut out of those lovely papers, so quick and easy. And this one is like a snowflake nearly. Just could have turned that round, couldn't I? Have two cups going each way. I've also added a wee coffee greens, which I'll put to either side. And again, they were die cut out of the paper. So that is more or less the inside of that. I'm not going to go any further. So just make sure that folds flat. So the other side, I have gone with a coffee cafetiere, whatever you call that there. I don't know what you call it. I've cut it, again, it's the die cuts. I've cut it out of vellum for the piece. I've cut this, which comes with it. I put the extra piece in so that it looks like I'm pouring the coffee out. So I want to put it up there. I've raised it up. And you get all the wee bits to die cut that. It's really fun wee set, so it is. So I want to put it there where it looks like the coffee's nearly coming out. What have I got? A cup. Of course, you can't be pouring it anywhere but into the cup. So we shall set that about there. I have a wee celebrating you today that I told you I took out of that wee Father's sort of day set. I'm just going to pop it here. And then I have sun stamped out with the alphabet and punched with that wee matching punch. And I have a wee spoon as well, so I put some 3D on part of the spoon so that I can overlap it onto the cup. And again, it was just stamped and die cut. So just set it about there. And then we'll pop this on. His name's quite long. It's Declan spelt in Irish, so I don't want to stamping out his whole name. Give it a wee gap. So I'm pretty pleased that I got there in the end. And I think Declan will like it. So, what do you think? I hope you have a go at it. I will give you the proper measurements, and just don't be afraid to trim off where you think it hasn't lined up nicely for you or you're not happy with it. But it's an interesting wee card, and it's nice, and this one's nice and boyish. Like, and I could add some more bits and pieces out of the stamp set maybe. What have we got? And wee sentiments or more coffee beans about it or splodges. I'll do something. I will add more to it. But I think it's a great wee card for a fella. So, thanks for watching now, and I'll catch us all again soon. Bye.